Here are the first few steps you're going to need to get set up to complete our first picture editing assignment through Pixlr. This will not be showing you how to do the assignment, but just how to get set up, how to make an account, how to download and open the picture you need, and sort of just a little bit of how to navigate around Pixlr. So step one, you'll need to go to the Pixlr website. It's pixlr.com, it's linked here. We're using the Pixlr editor, so launch the web app. Should work nicely on Chrome. Before you start working, you're going to want to log in. You're going to want to log in with Google and use your school Google account. So now, since we are logged in, we will be able to save. To be safe, make sure that you log in before you really start working. Another important tip for as you start working on projects, when you save things, you need to make sure that when you save things, anytime when you save your work, I'm going to remind you of this on several occasions to hopefully avoid losing things. We want to save it in the Pixlr library, and what you need to save it is a PXD file. It's very, very important that you save this as a layered Pixlr image file. If you do not, it will lose the work that you do. So when you save, let's pretend we've worked on something. When you save it in your Pixlr library, and make sure to save it as a PXD file format. That is incredibly, incredibly important. So now that we have logged into Pixlr, we're going to need to download the image we're using to edit for our first image editing project. So here's the link to the image. You need to click the download button here. You can also right click and save image, but let's just click the download button and see how it shows up here at the bottom of Chrome. And we are going to drag this over to our desktop for safe keeping, because we are actually downloading this file, the whole file, onto our computer, so we can then go back to Pixlr. We're going to open an image from once we're in, we want to make a new image. In case that screen wasn't up, we want to make a new image. And we want to open image from computer. And then you're going to need to go to your desktop, which is where we saved the image, or wherever you saved it, maybe in your downloads. Remember, it's a file. You put it somewhere. You can always search, and we're going to open it, and then it's going to open it in Pixlr for us to edit. Some more small, just general hints here on using Pixlr. Photo editing is a image editing is a very, very detailed, very artistic thing. This is trust what you're seeing, and you will get a better project if you make your workspace organized and as big as you can. Get this to take up the whole space, no matter how it opens. Get it to take up the whole space, so that when you're working, you can see things quite easily. Another tip when you're working, so we're going to be taking this person out of the photo and these people here out of the photo. You want to zoom in as far as you can on the space that you're working. So let's say I'm trying to get these people here out of the image. I want to zoom in on them. And then you can even move, using the box over here, we can move, and the slider on the side, we can move it around. You want to get your workspace as large as you can and in front of you, so you can work with greater detail. Just one of the common mistakes I see is people not taking the time to do this. So zoom in, get your workspace as large and as close to you as you can. A couple more just generic Pixlr hints that if you're kind of lost, hopefully this will help you at different times. It's all about the detail with this. No matter what tool you're using here to draw or edit, to smudge, the size of the area that you're altering can be changed. I'm not really going to do this for real, but just so you can see, here's 50 pixels, and I'm smudging this. Use what works for the area you're working in. So I can go as big here as 200. See how it changes a much wider swath of the image. Really think about how much you're zoomed in and what type of area you're working on to switch the size of the brush. As long as that goes along with the strength of the brush. If you make things stronger, it will smudge, or whatever the function is at the time, more. If you make it less strong, it will do just a little, and 0 is probably nothing. If you make it less strong, it will smudge just the slightest bit. And it's the same for the edge of the brush. Quite often you're going to want to use some of the blurred edged brushes, and it just makes it a little bit more subtle. It can make things look a little more realistic if you're trying to blur things together. Just a general explanation kind of here of what the lasso tool does. There's two modes of the lasso tool: the free draw, which whatever shape you want to, or the polygon lasso tool, which does click by click and lets you do shapes. Quite often the polygon tool is the way to go to get more detail on things, just because it goes over a bigger area at once to select. One additional reminder, because this is something that can be a problem: when you save your work, you need to save it in your Pixlr library, and you need to save it as a PXD layered Pixlr image file. It's difficult to stress how important this is.